Rescuing the minion stuck in the tree. A tall tree stands in the middle of the grass. A minion spots a bunch of bananas high up. Its eyes light up. The minion steps to the base of the tree, looks up, determined to climb. The minion climbs quickly. The branches shake violently. A branch partially breaks. The minion gets stuck among the branches. Hands and feet grip tightly, too scared to move. Dr. Nefario appears with an inflatable mattress. He places it under the tree, slightly off to one side. The minion on the tree trembles, looks down at the mattress, shakes its head. Agnes steps forward, a banana in her hand. Agnes raises the banana high, shakes it slightly. The minion on the tree sees it, swallows nervously, takes a deep breath. The minion lets go, jumps down. The minion lands on Gru, who has just stood up. Both tumble onto the grass. The minion crawls up. Agnes steps forward, places another banana in the minion's hands. The minion's eyes light up, grins from ear to ear. 3 minions notice a big red button on a table. No one knows what the button does. Small minion secretly presses the button. A giant ball suddenly drops from above. The giant ball starts rolling around the room. The minions try to catch the ball. Tall minion comes up with a plan. The ball rolls stronger than expected. One-Eye Minion notices the red button again. They press the button together. The giant ball transformed into many smaller balls. The minions happily start playing with the balls. One-Eye Minion walks into the room and notices a ball on the floor. One-Eye Minion gently kicks the ball. Small Minion walks in and sees the ball rolling. Small Minion kicks the ball back. The 2 minions kick the ball back and forth. Tall Minion walks into the room and sees them playing. Tall Minion joins the game. Now all 3 minions are playing together. The ball rolls too fast and hits the wall. The ball bounces straight into One-Eye Minion. The other 2 minions see what happened. The 2 minions burst out laughing. Whoa! What is this? Smells good.
Oh!
Aha! What did you find? An orange. Nice. Let me peel it. Whoa! So sour!
Oh!
What are you two doing? We found an orange! Whoa! Sour! Sour but yummy! Poppy spots danger. On a warm, sunny afternoon in the garden, Agnes sat on the grass, carefully stacking her colorful building blocks. Stuart and Bob were playfully tossing a banana back and forth. Poppy stood a little ways off, watering the plants while keeping an eye on the whole yard, humming softly as she worked. Suddenly, Poppy noticed a box precariously placed up high. She tilted her head, eyes wide, watching. A gentle breeze blew, and the box wobbled. Panicked, Poppy waved to warn everyone. The box began to slide down. Stuart and Bob shouted, collided, and tumbled on the grass. Agnes froze, clutching her toys. Poppy rushed over and pulled Agnes back just in time. Crash! The box hit the ground, luckily missing everyone. The group let out a sigh of relief, still wide-eyed from the shock. Minions troll the scientist. An afternoon in the laboratory. The scientist stands in front of a large machine he has just invented, looking very proud. Two minions sneak up behind him, staring at the buttons. First minion peels off the start and stop button. Labels, second minion. Sticks the labels back on, but swaps them. The minions look at each other, grin mischievously, then tiptoe away. The scientist turns back, looks at the control panel. He reads the labels, nods, presses the start button. A brief silence. The machine shakes violently. Vroom! Paper bursts out all over the room. Paper flies everywhere, covering the scientist's face. Panicking, he presses stop. The paper shoots out even harder. Paper piles up to knee height. Gru walks into the room and takes in the scene. Gru rushes over and switches off the power. The scientist emerges from the pile of paper, glasses crooked. The two minions hide behind the machine, covering their mouths and laughing. The shirt carried away. By the wind and afternoon in the yard, Agnes is hanging out laundry. The wind grows stronger. The clothes flutter wildly. Whoosh! One shirt slips off the line, flies up and gets caught on a tree branch. Agnes is startled, looks up. Two minions playing nearby run over. First minion arrow jumps and reaches for it. Too short, second minion arrow. Uses a stick to poke the shirt arrow. Whoosh! Arrow. The stick gets stuck on the branch too. Agnes goes into the shed and pulls out a ladder. She sets the ladder under the tree. The minions hold the ladder. Agnes climbs up. Agnes stretches out her hand, almost reaching the shirt. Screech! The ladder slips. Agnes loses her balance, arms flailing. The minions panic. Grab the ladder tight. The ladder shakes hard, everyone wobbling. Thud! Agnes slides down safely to the ground, sitting flat. The minions tumble on top of each other. Up above, the wind changes direction. The shirt falls down, landing right in front of Agnes. Rescuing a minion stuck on a playground slide. An afternoon at the park. A minion climbs up the slide. Sits down, ready to slide. The minion pushes off. Slides down a short distance, gets stuck in the middle of the slide. The minion wiggles, can't slide further, can't climb back up. The minion waves for help. Other minions look up. Panic one minion climbs up from the top, gives a gentle push. Doesn't budge. Another minion pushes from below. The slide shakes slightly. Still stuck. The whole group stands there, confused. The scientist walks over, holding a bottle of soap. He pours soap onto the slide. Soap flows down. The slide becomes shiny and slippery. The minions start sliding faster and faster. Whoosh! Thump! The minion crashes straight into the group below. The whole group piles up on top of each other, burst out laughing. Rescuing a kitten. Stuck on the roof, a quiet yard. A kitten lies sunbathing, half asleep. A butterfly flutters by. The kitten watches. The butterfly flies higher. The kitten chases after it. The butterfly flies over the roof. The kitten climbs onto the roof. The kitten meows nonstop. Its legs tremble. Gru turns his head. The minions jump. Everyone runs outside. Gru looks up at the roof, sees the kitten shaking. Gru sets up a ladder, climbs up, slip. Gru slides down, almost falls. The minions rush over, pull out a rope. They tie the rope to the ladder, knot it tightly. The minions test it. The ladder tilts sideways. Gru looks at the ladder, sighs on the roof. The kitten looks down, cries even louder. Agnes steps outside, holding a fish. Agnes lifts the fish. It dangles in front of the kitten. The kitten stares at the fish, stops crying, swallows. A moment of silence. The kitten jumps down. Gru panics, raises his arms to catch it. Thump! The kitten lands right on Gru's head. Gru falls backward, sits flat on the ground. The kitten sits on Gru's head, happily eating the fish. The minions freeze for a beat, then burst out laughing. Pranking each other at the beach. An afternoon at the beach, Gru lies stretched out on the sand. Agnes sits nearby, focused on building a sandcastle. Two minions stand a short distance away, look at Gru, then at the sand, grin mischievously. The first minion secretly scoops sand, gently piles it onto Gru's legs. Gru doesn't react. The second minion adds more, building it higher. Gru still lies still. The minions look at each other, start piling faster. Sand covers half of Gru's body. Agnes looks up, sees the scene, covers her mouth and laughs. The minions completely cover Gru. Only his head is left exposed. They step back, arrow right, admire their masterpiece. Arrow right. A big wave rushes in. Seawater washes the sand away. Gru slowly sits up, covered in sand. The minions freeze. Gru turns his head. The minions step back, laugh awkwardly. Gru grabs a sand shovel, scoops up a big load. Throws it back at the minions. The minions fall backward into the sand. Planting trees in the garden. Morning. In the garden, Poppy holds a small shovel, digs a nicely sized hole. Agnes holds a young sapling, gently places it into the hole. Poppy fills the soil neatly, pats it down lightly. Agnes waters it just enough. The plant stands upright. Nearby, a group of minions also starts planting. One minion digs a hole too deep. Another drops the plant straight in. A third minion dumps soil in all at once. Dirt splashes everywhere. The minion's plant starts wobbling. The minions hold the plant together. It stands for a moment. A brief silence. The plant collapses with a thud. Poppy and Agnes turn back. Look at their plant, still standing strong. Then they look at the minion's plant. Agnes covers her mouth, smiling. Poppy shakes her head, smiling. The toy car goes out of control an afternoon in the garden. Agnes sits on the toy car. A minion stands nearby, holding the remote control. The minion presses a button gently. The car moves slowly. Agnes is delighted. The minion gets curious, presses another button. The car suddenly speeds up. The car races around the garden, wheels skidding fast. Agnes is startled, grips the steering wheel tightly. The minion panics, presses buttons randomly. The car goes faster and faster. Gru runs out from the house, sees Agnes on the car. Gru runs alongside the car, arms outstretched. Gru lifts Agnes up, pulls her off the car safely. Agnes hugs Gru, lets out a sigh of relief. The car keeps going, with no one driving. The car heads straight toward a tree. Bump! The car lightly hits the tree. Stops completely. The minion stands frozen, staring at the car. Gru crosses his arms and turns to stare at the minion, stares intensely. The minion raises the remote, scratches his head, and gives an awkward smile. Forming a DIY band an afternoon in the backyard. Poppy sits and drinks some water. Agnes sits nearby, playing with toys. One minion flips a pot upside down, uses a spoon to tap it. Clang! The minion jumps in surprise right arrow, taps again. Clang! Clang! Another minion runs over right arrow, grabs a cardboard box, slaps the box with his hands, thump thump. Agnes gets curious arrow right, picks up an empty plastic bottle, shakes it, rattle rattle. The group looks at each other. Arrow right. They start playing a band arrow right. Everyone has a different rhythm. Poppy stands up, arrow right. Claps along to the beat. One minion keeps drumming arrow right. Gets more and more excited. Arrow right. Drums while dancing. Clang, clang. Dances too hard. The spoon slips out of his hand. Whoosh! The spoon hits another minion on the head. Then everyone bursts out laughing. Minions discover a strange hat on a table. Small minion decides to try the hat. The hat is too big. Small minion walks without seeing anything. One-eye minion starts laughing. Tall minion takes the hat to try it. The other minions want to try it too. All three pull the hat at the same time. The hat suddenly slips out of their hands. The three minions look at the hat again. They suddenly get a funny idea. All three minions try to wear the hat at the same time. Rescuing stuck in the elevator. Gru leads Agnes, Edith, the minions, and the doctor into the elevator. the elevator begins to descend. Suddenly, the elevator shakes slightly, comes to a complete stop. Lights start blinking. Minions, eyes wide, staring at everyone, pressing all the buttons. Agnes clutches her dress, worried. Edith crosses her arms, curiously looking at the ceiling. Gru frowns, observing the situation. Doctor opens his briefcase and takes out a door-opening device. Hastily assembling, Gru steps forward, pulls at the elevator doors with all his strength. The doors don't move. Minions join in, pulling with Gru. The whole group slides backward. Agnes looks down the small gap in the doors. Agnes slips through the gap, disappears outside suddenly. The elevator doors burst open, piles on top of each other. Silence for a few seconds. A minion peeks out first. Agnes stands outside, smiling, gives a thumbs up. The elevator doors close behind them. The group steps out, shaking their heads with a light laugh. The Banana Tower Building Contest. An afternoon in the backyard. Agnes and Edith stand on one side. Two minions stand opposite them. Agnes plus Edith on one team. Two minions on the other team. In front of each team is a pile of bananas. The contest begins. Team Agnes. Edith. Agnes stacks the bananas very carefully. The tower is slightly crooked, but still standing. Team Minions. The two minions stack very quickly. The banana pile grows tall. Both towers rise higher and higher. Edith sneaks over, gently pulls out one banana. The minions' tower tilts slightly. The two minions panic and fix it. One minion looks over. Right arrow spots. Edith. Right arrow, smirks. Slyly, right arrow. The minion sneaks back and pulls one banana from Agnes's team right arrow. Crash, right arrow, both towers. Collapse at the same time. Bananas roll all over the yard. The whole group sits on the ground in the yard, eating bananas, laughing happily. Agnes drops the cake. Agnes carefully carries a large cake, the white frosting wobbling slightly. She beams with excitement, her eyes sparkling. Kevin is wiping the table. Stuart sits on a chair eating a banana. Bob lies on the floor hugging his stuffed bear. And Poppy stands near the kitchen, eyes following every movement. Agnes takes a few more steps and slips. The cake spins slowly in the air. Gru reaches for it and misses. Kevin jumps, but still can't catch it. Stuart slides across the floor. Bob lunges and trips over Kevin, flipping over. Poppy manages to pull Bob out of the way, then reaches for the cake herself. Then, bam! The cake lands right on Kevin's face. Frosting splatters everywhere. Stuart and Bob crash into Kevin, and now all three minions are covered head to toe in frosting. Poppy stands by in time, though a few streaks of frosting are stuck in her hair. Edith stuck in the trash bin. Edith walks slowly at the back of the group. Her eyes dart left and right, full of mischief. She stops in front of a large trash bin. She glances around, making sure no one is watching. She climbs in. The lid immediately snaps shut. Agnes stops. She doesn't see Edith. The minions scatter, searching, looking behind benches, looking under trees. No one is there. From afar, a garbage truck appears, moving slowly, getting closer. Gru sees the truck. His eyes shift to the trash bin on the curb. He freezes. Gru runs over. The minions chase behind. Dr. Nefario steps forward, opens the control panel at the back of the truck. The lifting lever starts to operate. The lid flips open. Edith slides out. The minions stretch their arms to catch her. Edith lands safely on the ground. The minions collapse onto the ground, exhausted. Rescuing a fallen tree. Morning on a small road. A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. Gru walks up, crossing his arms to observe. The minions stand around, pointing and chattering. Gru grabs the tree trunk with both hands and pulls. The tree doesn't budge. The minions rush in to help. They push in the wrong direction, and the tree rolls toward Gru with a thud. Gru dodges just in time, and the minions tumble into a pile. One minion gets an idea, pulls out some rope, an old wheel, and metal hooks. The group sets up a homemade pulley on a still-standing branch. Gru nods in approval. The rope is tightly tied around the tree trunk. The minions line up to pull the rope. Gru stands in front, signaling the count with his hands. Pull! Everyone pulls with all their strength. The rope stretches tight. The pulley squeaks. The tree suddenly pops upright. Success! The minions jump and cheer. An afternoon by the lake. The lake is calm, a light breeze blowing. The whole group is fishing along the shore. Gru sits on a chair. The minions stand behind. Peeking around curiously, the bobber twitches. Gru stares intently. The bobber sinks. Gru jerks the rod up. Nothing. Gru exhales. A minion gets impatient, pulls the rod to help Gru. The rod shakes violently. The minions crowd in to pull everyone's strains together. The rod bends to its limit. Everyone is tense. Whip. Pulling up. An old boot. Dripping water. The whole group freezes. Agnes tilts her head. Looks at the boot. One minion laughs first. The whole group bursts out laughing. Gru looks at the boot. Sighs just then. The nearby bobber jerks hard. Agnes bends down, gently lifts the rod. A small fish jumps out of the water. Agnes beams. The minions gape. The fish flops wildly. Falls back into the lake. Agnes looks surprised. The minions laugh uncontrollably. The great cleanup battle Gru's house is neat and quiet. Gru steps outside and closes the door. Inside, 3 minions look at each other and grin mischievously. One minion opens the flower cabinet. Poof! Flour explodes, covering the house in white. Another minion pours paint onto the floor, slips and falls, leaving a long, colorful streak. The third minion eats bananas and throws the peels everywhere. Fast cuts, comedic rhythm. The house slowly turns into a battlefield. The door opens. Gru freezes. The camera pans across the chaos. Flour, paint, bananas, wrecked furniture. Gru crosses his arms, frowns, and taps his foot. He points at the floor. Clean up! A minion grabs a mop and slips and falls, dragging a bucket of water along. Another minion vacuums and accidentally sucks up a banana. A minion wipes the window. The more he wipes, the blurrier it gets. The more they clean, the messier it becomes. Gru sighs and picks up a broom to demonstrate. The minions watch, then seriously copy him. The house gradually becomes clean again. The dog out of control. An afternoon at the park. A wide, quiet pathway. Gru holds the dog leash, standing firm. The minions walk behind. Agnes walks ahead, holding a small ball. Agnes accidentally drops the ball. The ball rolls away. The dog looks at the ball, then runs after it. The leash pulls tight. Gru is dragged forward. The minions help pull, their feet wobbling. The whole group gets dragged in a line. Unable to keep up, the ball rolls around a stone bench. The dog changes direction to follow. Gru squeezes through the minions, behind bump into each other. The ball slows down. The dog slows too. The ball stops. The dog stops immediately. The whole group, carried by momentum, piles up and falls over. Agnes runs over, picks up the ball. The dog sits down, wagging its tail around Agnes. Gru and the minions lie on the ground, look at each other and burst out laughing. A light flight, an afternoon at the park. A minion holds an umbrella, looks at the sky strolling happily. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind. The umbrella flips inside out. The minion is lifted off the ground. Feet dangling, the minion flies low, hands gripping the umbrella handle tightly. Other minions turn around, panic. The whole group rushes over. Grab the minion's legs. The minion gets pulled downward, but the wind still holds on. Gru runs over, adds his strength from below. The whole group forms a chain, pulling the minion down. A tense moment. The wind weakens, the umbrella collapses. The minion drops gently onto the grass. Thump! Everyone falls into a pile. The minion sits up, rubbing his head. The other minions sigh in relief. A moment later, another breeze passes by. The umbrella lifts slightly again. The minion panics and immediately lets go of the umbrella, letting the wind carry it away. Planting trees in the garden. Morning. In the garden, Poppy holds a small shovel, digs a nicely sized hole. Agnes holds a young sapling, gently places it into the hole. Poppy fills the soil neatly, pats it down lightly. Agnes waters it just enough. The plant stands upright. Nearby, a group of minions also starts planting. One minion digs a hole too deep. Another drops the plant straight in. A third minion dumps soil in all at once. Dirt splashes everywhere. The minion's plant starts wobbling. The minions hold the plant together. It stands for a moment. A brief silence. The plant collapses with a thud. Poppy and Agnes turn back. Look at their plant, still standing strong. Then they look at the minion's plant. Agnes covers her mouth, smiling. Poppy shakes her head, smiling. Out of control balloons. The whole group is playing ball in the backyard. Bob misses a kick, and the ball rolls toward the fence. Agnes runs after it. As she bends down to pick up the ball, she notices a bunch of balloons tied nearby. Curious, Agnes grabs the balloon string and gives it a tug. A gust of wind blows in, yanking the balloons hard and making Agnes stumble. She holds on tightly, then she's lifted completely off the ground, her feet kicking in the air. Gru turns around, startled, and runs toward her. He reaches for Agnes's legs but slips. Agnes rises higher, drifting away from the yard. Gru runs underneath, jumps again, and manages to grab Agnes's legs. He's dragged a few steps across the grass. The minions rush in to hold on to Gru, forming a line to pull him back. The balloons shake violently. Dr. Nefario runs over and quickly ties the string to a large rock. The balloons slowly descend. Agnes gently touches the ground. The wind calms. Agnes looks at everyone and smiles. Minion cooks breakfast morning in the kitchen. A minion wearing a chef's hat stands in front of the stove, very confident. The minion turns on the stove, places a pot on top. The minion pours ingredients into the pot, stirs evenly. Other minions stand around, watching closely. One minion sprinkles seasoning, just a little. Another minion adds more, much more. A third minion pours in the entire bottle of seasoning. The chef minion freezes. The pot boils over the lid, flies off. Bang! The lid hits the floor. Smoke rises. The kitchen becomes messy, splattered, blackened. The minions stand still, faces covered in seasoning. Poppy walks into the kitchen, stops, looks at the scene in front of her. A moment of silence. Poppy lets out a soft breath, rolls up her sleeves. Poppy grabs another pan, adds fresh ingredients. Poppy cooks neatly, quickly. The minions stand around. Watching a delicious smell fills the air. Poppy plates the new dish, clean and tasty. The minions look at the food. Eyes light up. Poppy smiles, hands on her hips. Translation: rescuing a minion stuck in a water pipe. A large water pipe lies next to the wall. A curious minion bends down to peek into the pipe. Looks around. No one is paying attention. The minion sticks his head in first. Then his whole body slides in. The minion gets stuck in the middle of the pipe. Legs kick wildly, arms flail. Another minion hears the noise and looks inside. Only 2 round eyes spinning inside the pipe. More minions come running. 2 minions pull the legs. 1 minion pushes from the other side, not moving at all. 1 minion gets an idea, runs off and comes back with a bottle of soap. Pours a huge amount of soap into the pipe. The minions line up behind the pipe and take a deep breath. Push together! Whoosh! The stuck minion shoots out of the pipe like a rocket. The minion lands straight into a bucket of water. Wearing the bucket on his head, dizzy but gives a thumbs up.
Okay.
The other minions clap and dance happily. Poppy spots danger. On a warm, sunny afternoon in the garden, Agnes sat on the grass, carefully stacking her colorful building blocks. Stuart and Bob were playfully tossing a banana back and forth. Poppy stood a little ways off, watering the plants while keeping an eye on the whole yard, humming softly as she worked. Suddenly, Poppy noticed a box precariously placed up high. She tilted her head, eyes wide, watching. A gentle breeze blew, and the box wobbled. Panicked, Poppy waved to warn everyone. The box began to slide down. Stuart and Bob shouted, collided, and tumbled on the grass. Agnes froze, clutching her toys. Poppy rushed over and pulled Agnes back just in time. Crash! The box hit the ground, luckily missing everyone. The group let out a sigh of relief, still wide-eyed from the shock. An afternoon at the park. 1 minion gets tired, walking while rubbing his legs. The minion spots a stone bench, runs over quickly. On the bench is a sign, caution, wet paint. The minion doesn't notice. The minion plops down on the bench, stuck fast. The minion tries to stand up, won't budge. The minion wiggles a little. The bench shakes along. The other minions turn back, panic. The whole group rushes over. 1 minion pulls his arm, still can't get him off. Another minion pushes the bench. The bench moves with him. The stuck minion makes a twisted face. Gru runs over, surveys the scene. Gru grabs the minion firmly, pulls hard. Rippy! The minion pops free. But Paint is smeared all over his back. The minion freezes. Looks at his back. Everyone looks, bursts out laughing. The minion turns around, looks at the bench on the bench, clearly printed. The outline of a minion. The minion blushes, covers his back. Gru shakes his head. Whose plane flies the highest? An afternoon at the park. Agnes and two minions sit on the grass. Between them is a stack of colorful paper. Agnes picks a blue sheet, folds a paper airplane. The first minion chooses red paper. The second minion chooses yellow paper. 3 paper airplanes are placed side by side, bright and colorful. The group stands on the grass, looking toward the open space ahead. Agnes throws first, gliding gently with the wind, lands the farthest. The minion's eyes go wide. The first minion throws the red plane, falls right behind him. The second minion takes a strong run up. The yellow plane shoots high into the sky, makes a big looping glide. Everyone looks up, following it. The second minion raises his hands to celebrate early. Bam! The yellow plane hits the minion, right on the forehead. The minion freezes, eyes spinning. Agnes covers her mouth, laughing. Forming a DIY band an afternoon in the backyard. Poppy sits and drinks some water. Agnes sits nearby, playing with toys. One minion flips the pot upside down, uses a spoon to tap it. Clang! The minion jumps in surprise right arrow, taps again. Clang! Clang! Another minion runs over right, grabs a cardboard box, slaps the box with his hands, thump thump. Agnes gets curious, picks up an empty plastic bottle, shakes it, rattle rattle. The group looks at each other. They start playing a band. Everyone has a different rhythm. Poppy stands up, claps along to the beat. One minion keeps drumming, gets more and more excited. Drumming while dancing. Clang! Clang! Dance is too hard. The spoon slips out of his hand. Whoosh! The spoon hits another minion on the head. Then everyone bursts out laughing.
Whoa! What is this? Smells good.
Oh!
Aha! What did you find? An orange. Nice. Let me peel it. Whoa! So sour!
Oh!
What are you two doing? We found an orange! Whoa! Sour! Sour but yummy!
Rescuing a minion swept away by a kite. A windy afternoon at an open field. A minion holds a large kite and runs excitedly. The kite flies high, the string pulling tighter and tighter. The minion grins with delight, gripping the spool firmly. The wind blows stronger. The minion is dragged along the ground. His feet lift off the ground. The minion floats in the air, clinging tightly to the kite string. The other minions rush over. One minion grabs the string. Yank! Still gets pulled along. A second minion hugs the first minion's waist. A third minion grabs on too. The whole group becomes a stretched out minion chain. Gru signals for them to pull down. Yank! Yank! The entire minion chain bounces up and down like a rubber band. One minion ties the string to a post. The whole group pulls slowly together. The kite descends little by little. The airborne minion touches the ground safely. The other minions clap and cheer. Building a house with cardboard boxes. An afternoon in the backyard. Cardboard boxes neatly stacked, ready for an exciting playtime. The minions stack the boxes. Poppy adjusts their positions. Agnes tapes them together and decorates. The cardboard house gradually takes shape. One minion gets curious. The minion bends down and crawls through the doorway, inside the house. The boxes shake slightly. Outside, Poppy and Agnes don't notice yet. Still adjusting the decorations, the minion inside crawls a bit farther. R.I.P. The house tilts to one side. Everyone turns to look. Crash! the cardboard house collapses. Boxes spill all over the lawn. From inside the pile, a minion crawls out, a box stuck on his head. Poppy runs over, pulls the boxes away. Agnes laughs out loud. Rescuing a fallen tree. Morning on a small road. A large tree has fallen, blocking the path. Gru walks up, crossing his arms to observe. The minions stand around, pointing and chattering. Gru grabs the tree trunk with both hands and pulls. The tree doesn't budge. The minions rush in to help. They push in the wrong direction, and the tree rolls toward Gru with a thud. Gru dodges just in time, and the minions tumble into a pile. One minion gets an idea, pulls out some rope, an old wheel, and metal hooks. The group sets up a homemade pulley on a still-standing branch. Gru nods in approval. The rope is tightly tied around the tree trunk. The minions line up to pull the rope. Gru stands in front, signaling the count with his hands. Pull! Everyone pulls with all their strength. The rope stretches tight. The pulley squeaks. The tree suddenly pops upright. Success! The minions jump and cheer. Agnes hugs her teddy bear tightly and runs around, laughing happily. Suddenly, Agnes trips. The teddy slips from her hands, rolls a few times across the grass, and then falls straight into a drain. Gru runs over. Kevin, Stuart, and Bob stand behind him, crowding together and watching with worried expressions. Kevin immediately runs off to look for something. A moment later, Kevin returns with a long rope. Gru bends down and gives the rope a test pull. The rope tightens, then suddenly snaps back. Stuart can't hold on and is flung backward, rolling a few times across the grass. The group pauses, looks at Stuart, covered in grass and mud, and bursts out laughing. Gru steps forward, takes the rope, grips it firmly with both hands, and pulls very slowly. Finally, the teddy bear is pulled up completely. Agnes hugs the teddy tightly against her chest, smiling brightly. A light flight, an afternoon at the park. A minion holds an umbrella, looks at the sky, strolling happily. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind. The umbrella flips inside out. The minion is lifted off the ground. Feet dangling, the minion flies low, hands gripping the umbrella handle tightly. Other minions turn around, panic. The whole group rushes over. Grab the minion's legs. The minion gets pulled downward, but the wind still holds on. Gru runs over, adds his strength from below. The whole group forms a chain, pulling the minion down. A tense moment. The wind weakens, the umbrella collapses. The minion drops gently onto the grass. Thump! Everyone falls into a pile. The minion sits up, rubbing his head. The other minions sigh in relief. A moment later, another breeze passes by. The umbrella lifts slightly again. The minion panics and immediately lets go of the umbrella, letting the wind carry it away.
What's this? Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Huh?
Tick, tock, tick. What are you doing?
Huh?
Listen to this. Oh, tick tock. Funny sound. What are you two doing? We're listening to the clock. Let me try. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Hey, be careful. What's happening? Ring, ring, ring! Ah! Whoa, the clock is yelling! That scared me. It's just a clock, but it's really loud. What is this box? I wonder what's inside. What did you find? A mystery box. Open it! Huh? It's empty! What? What are you two doing? We found this box. Let me check. Do you see anything? Nope. What are you doing? I'm checking better. Hey, why is the box shaking? Oh! Ah! You scared us! You trickster!
The doctor fixes the fan, midday in the living room. The whole family sits around a small table, eating fruits. A minion eats while fanning himself because it's hot. Suddenly, the fan spins, makes a soft whirt sound, then stops completely. Everyone looks up at the fan. Gru stands up and tries the switch again, but the fan doesn't move. Gru looks at the doctor. The doctor stands up, adjusts his glasses, pats his chest confidently. The doctor removes the fan cover, adjusts the wires, tightens the screws. The minion is curious, leans in close to look. The doctor turns the switch back on. A moment of silence. Boom! The fan pops. Smoke rises. Power out! The whole room goes dark. Everyone freezes. Gru steps outside, then comes back with hand fans. He hands one to each person. Agnes holds her fan, fans herself gently. The doctor looks at the hand fan, sighs, fans slowly. Rescuing the minion, stuck in the tree. A tall tree stands in the middle of the grass. A minion spots a bunch of bananas high up. Its eyes light up. The minion steps to the base of the tree, looks up, determined to climb. The minion climbs quickly. The branches shake violently. A branch partially breaks. The minion gets stuck among the branches. Hands and feet grip tightly, too scared to move. Dr. Nefario appears with an inflatable mattress. He places it under the tree, slightly off to one side. The minion on the tree trembles, looks down at the mattress, shakes its head. Agnes steps forward, a banana in her hand. Agnes raises the banana high, shakes it slightly. The minion on the tree sees it, swallows nervously, takes a deep breath. The minion lets go, jumps down. The minion lands on Gru, who has just stood up. Both tumble onto the grass. The minion crawls up. Agnes steps forward, places another banana in the minion's hands. The minion's eyes light up, grins from ear to ear.
Oh, cookie! Wait, share! Hey, is that a cookie? We should share.
Oh!
Mine! So spicy! I knew it was spicy!
One-Eye Minion walks into the room and sees a cake on the table. One-Eye Minion walks closer to the cake. Small Minion walks in just in time. The two minions start fighting over the cake. Tall Minion walks in and sees the scene. Tall Minion takes the cake.
What?
Tall Minion cuts the cake into 3 pieces. The 3 minions prepare to eat the cake. Suddenly, One-Eye Minion sneezes loudly. 2 pizzas fly up into the air. The cake is stuck to the minion's face. Rescuing a minion stuck to a magnet. The whole group walks along casually. One minion walks ahead, suddenly stops, looks down at the ground. A large magnet lies by the roadside. The minion bends down, picks it up, turns it around curiously. The magnet pulls in small metal pieces from the road. The minion is delighted. The minion keeps walking while playing with it. Brings the magnet close to everything. They pass by a metal pole along the street. Clack! The magnet snaps tightly onto the pole. The minion pulls his hand back. It won't come off. 2 other minions rush over, try to pull him away. The more they pull, the more he sticks. The minion gets dragged in. hugging the pole tightly, feet dangling in the air. The whole group gathers around in a panic. Seeing this, Gru runs off to find another magnet, flips the polarity. Gru brings the magnet closer. Clack! The minion pops free from the pole. The minion falls and sits on the road, eyes spinning. Gru exhales in relief. The whole group bursts out laughing.